32 wife, 34, dated someone else during first year of dating, I found out. I'm still in shock about this entire situation and I don't know what to do. Sorry for the wall of text. Wife and I have been together for almost 5 years, we do have a child now. We met on a popular dating app. During the initial stages of our relationship, she made it clear that she did not want to commit and was just having fun as she had planned to eventually move away for school. I agreed to this because sure, why not? As we continued to date we started getting closer and closer, starting seeing each other every day per second day to the point of each of us admitting that we loved one another. Eventually, she asked if I was seeing anyone else and I admitted that there was no one, she was all I was interested in, but figured she was seeing someone. She told me no, that she was really falling for me and she wasn't interested in seeing anyone else and was falling for me. However, since she got out of a long-term relationship she didn't feel comfortable putting a label on us. We continued to date, see each other more frequently, and I was falling more in love with her. I knew I was probably making a mistake because of the fact that she still didn't want to put a label on anything. During this time, she would go on trips, but obviously I didn't think too much about them. She would say she was going to visit family, etc. Eventually, as it was getting closer to the time she was planning on moving, she started to prepare as such. She also hinted at doing a long-distance relationship, but I didn't have much interest in doing so because her move was permanent and I had my family and job in the city. It was really hard, but we continued to date anyways because we enjoyed each other's company. She continued to imply that we were exclusive without using the actual words. I understand the technicality of this and my ignorance, trust me. The week of her departure, she finally said that she wanted to do long distance and I agreed since we were in love, figured we could somehow make it work because we were so in love and why not try. To show that I was serious, I bought a ticket to fly out in about 2 months' time for a visit. Less than 2 days after she left, she sent me a big string of messages saying how she didn't think I could do long distance based on our previous conversation, that she loved me and wanted what was best for me and that was to break up. I tried to rebut, but she was fairly adamant. It was an extremely hard time for me, but I figured, hey, this was the plan before, it's tough, but you enjoyed your time together. I also have family where I bought the ticket, so I figured I might as well go regardless. Over the next few months, I didn't fully block her, but any time she sent a message I was fairly short in my replies, not open to conversation, figured it was for the best. I also met someone else and we started dating for a month. I could see this new person as becoming serious, but I was taking things slower, because of what happened. Eventually, I left on my trip and, obviously knowing that I was coming to her city, she reached out to get together and hang out as friends. I knew it was probably a bad idea since it was so tough to get over her and I was already starting to date again, but I went to see her anyways because love. We spent most of the trip together, doing couple things, enjoying each other's time, and near the end of it, she claimed she made a mistake and wanted to be with me in an exclusive relationship long distance. I initially declined because I was seeing someone else that I was interested in, something she held over my head for years, and had no desire to be long distance. She told me that she was unable to date after we broke up, and she never slept with anyone. It was me and it has always been me since she met me. She offered to fly out the following weekend and during that week, she offered to move back to be with me since she was in love, wanted to be exclusive with me, and it has only been me since we first saw each other. To her credit, she dropped everything to come back. Long story short, she moved back, we eventually moved in together, got married and had a child. She insisted for years that she wished she asked me to be exclusive during our dating time and insisted that our anniversary was on the date we met. We were in love and everything felt great, until 2 weeks ago. She asked me to clean out her old computer and that was when I accidentally came across some nude videos made during the time we were initially together, and they definitely seemed like they were made for someone, none of which I've ever seen during our time. I was shocked and angry. I eventually told her of what I saw, of which she immediately said that she was too ashamed to admit it, but that she was doing camming during the time we were first dating. Honestly, if she was upfront about it, I would not have continued to date her. I know it's not very sex positive, but it's the truth, and I told her this. She had an answer for every question I had about it, down to the website, but even though I was starting to come to terms with it, something still seemed off. I hate to admit this, but feeling like a paranoid and crazy person, I eventually told her I needed proof from that time. She offered to show me different pieces of proof, but none of it still made any sense. She let me look in her email, and that's where I found screenshots that she saved of conversations she had with someone else. Up until this point, she kept trying to say it wasn't what it looked like. She wasn't seeing him, she never slept with him, he was just a guy she met off of social media. These screenshots basically indicated that she was seeing someone long distance, exclusively, during the entire time that we were dating. Those trips she took were to go spend time and sleep with him. All the nude videos she took were all sent to him. The screenshots were filled of her undying love to him and how they could ultimately be together, and that he was the only one she had ever loved. The final saved conversation was of him saying that he couldn't be exclusive and that they should end things. This was dated at the time shortly before she contacted me after she left. I feel so betrayed. I did not get to make an informed decision about our relationship because she withheld every piece of truth about everything. I know that we were not labeled exclusive, but it seems like every word she said was a lie. This also includes what she has said over the years of us being together and her reminiscing of our initial dating period. The numerous lies and manipulation, without missing a beat, about everything the past week seems to seal the deal that I was misled about our relationship. I know she loves me now. I don't think she has been unfaithful, but I don't know if I can get over this even with being married or having a child. Does divorce seem like an overblown reaction to this? I just feel so betrayed. TDLR. Wife was sleeping with someone for the entirety at the beginning of our relationship, left to be with him and came crawling back when he had no interest. She lied about it the entire time up and including to the time I discovered. Still did not end up telling the truth, found out from saved screenshots of their conversation and nudes. Sounds like you found out you were the backup plan as she contacted you after her first choice rejected exclusivity. As you said, if you knew this stuff beforehand you wouldn't be with her, and the only reason you are finding out now is she believes you will be invested enough to stay. She lied to you. It is completely understandable that you feel betrayed as you were, and I would be out of there. Sorry this happened to you. You were the backup plan. Your relationship was conditional upon another man rejecting her. She lied about her trips. She lied about you being the only one she wanted to be with. You have a kid now, but the child will grow up happier in a home where both parents are happy and healthy. If you can get over this, and accept and be happy that you were plan B, then try to stay and work it out. If you can't get over this, then it's best to have an amicable divorce and each of you can go be happy in your lives. This would be a cause for divorce for my marriage. I'm not someone's backup plan and the years of lying. I rather co-parent than deal with living with someone who can lie so easily. You found out you were the consolation prize because she got rejected by the other suitor. That sucks. And that she keeps lying and gaslighting you is not a good sign. She has proven to be untrustworthy and will do it again. First off, I'd divorce her, that's my final decision. She cheated, she may try to use these technicalities to get out of it, but she knew what she was doing. Had you asked her if she was having sex with someone else before using the exclusive label, she would have had to lie or admit things that would have provoked a breakup. I think she had her fun, she met her guy she wanted to date, and when she turned 30 had only you. If she hadn't asked you for help with her computer you wouldn't have known about it. It's just too much lying and disrespect. I don't know how someone could be with someone like her. Divorce and get a paternity test, emo. She concealed a lot of stuff from you. So she cheated on the guy she was supposed to be exclusive with you, while at the same time telling you there was no one else, thus cheating on you with him. And has never been honest with you the entire time you've known her. What makes you think she's ever been exclusive with you? Time for a paternity test and a lawyer consultation. Quick clarification, do you already have a child with this woman, or are you planning to have a child? You are not overreacting. If you decide to end it, get her out of the house for a weekend somehow. Rent one of those rental storage units and pack all of her stuff in there. When she comes back, there's just an envelope taped to the front door. You used me as your backup plan. Hope you have one now, because you're going to need it. Include the address of the storage unit, the key to it, and the initial divorce filling paper. Sorry bro. She's a hoe and it's time to go. Seriously though, the above. I'd divorce my husband if I found this out. Sorry dude. She's a liar. The whole foundation of your whole relationship should be built on trust and it's just been shattered. There's not labeling things and then there's just, hey, I want to keep fucking this other guy too, so we better not say it's exclusive. She knew what she was doing and knew you would not be okay with that, so she hid it deliberately and lied. Doesn't mean she won't be faithful now, but I'd want to know who she's talking to and where she's going at this point. Who knows if that dude may reach out to give it another go. Edit. This makes me sick. Sorry dude. She cheated on you and the other guy at same time. I don't see how she could be trusted for that to be the only time she's cheated or will cheat. Yeah, you weren't exclusive, but you asked if she was seeing anyone else and she lied. She's a lying cheater. Make sure you test the kid. Maybe it's his. Who knows when you're dealing with a liar. Your whole relationship was one big lie. Sorry man. Yes, it is cause for divorce. Your relationship is based on a web of her lies. She didn't even come clean, once you became exclusive. Lying by omission is still lying. In fact, if that computer had been thrown away, you would still not know the truth. She seems a consummate liar. I really don't see how you could trust her ever again. Time she goes somewhere, it will trigger you. I usually don't tell people what they should do, but in this my advice would be for a divorce. Weird that she would lie to you and cheat on the other dude but wouldn't just fake commit to you. Anyways, the sheer amount of lies she spun not just then but after you found out is disturbing. Even if she won't ever cheat on you, I don't think you have any reason to believe what she says now. If you do stay, you really need to go to therapy or something to figure out why she lies so much. You would be in your right to leave because of the huge lies and cover up. I could not stay. The first choice will always hang over your head. If he came into town and said I'm sorry, let's try again, she probably ditch you. How can you have a marriage with an anvil hanging over it? The only reason you're married is because he dumped her. He is first in her heart, spending money for sex trips to his place. Come on man, she half-hearted committed to you until the guy dumped her. She did just enough to keep you as the backup. That is shitty. She lied then and lied when you found out. She isn't who you thought she was. She wanted the other guy. I would seriously reconsider my whole relationship with her. Yes, you can move beyond this, but therapy and honesty on her part is a must. Ouch. That would ruin things for me. The foundation of our relationship would be gone. She does love you, I believe. But in that love, she made a number of lies to make herself look good. Her actions, in my opinion as well, imply you were some backup plan. I think I would divorce because the entire foundation of marriage was on a lie. Divorce is a big decision, but I don't think it is overblown, especially with all the deceit. But before any big decisions, do go through therapy first. I think it'd be best for whatever ends up happening. We spent most of the trip together, doing couple things, enjoying each other's time, and near the end of it, she claimed she made a mistake and wanted to be with me in an exclusive relationship long distance. I initially declined because I was seeing someone else that I was interested in. You were cheating, too. I mean, if you're comfortable going your entire life being Plan B, go ahead. But realize there is someone out there that will think of more of you. These behavior patterns don't just dissolve over time. You're going to have future issues with this. I would get couple therapy or jump ship. You do not know that she's not cheating. You're hoping she's not cheating. The implications of her still cheating are huge, and I don't need to go into them. They are obvious. This woman is pathological. She lived a double life, and was entirely able to separate those two lives from each other in her head. She is the type of person who believes her own lies, and cannot be trusted to know what is the truth and what is a lie, or what is reality and fiction. I know it's hard to wrap your mind around the idea around the fact that people like this exist, because it's so anti-everything that makes most of us tick, but you need to understand that you are married to one of these people. Agree with all the comments honestly. It is not an overreaction to divorce. If you never found the nudes, she would have never told you. She built your entire relationship on her terms only, taking advantage of your love for her. I could never face someone I knew was being so insincere while I was madly in love. She lied to you constantly. If that other guy wanted her, don't you think they would be together? You're worth way more than this. She was selfish and was willing to let you be second pick without your knowledge. Telling someone you're falling in love with them while sneaking around and telling someone else you're falling in love with them takes a lot of manipulation. That's just too fucked up for me to get past. I was, exclusively, seeing this guy for about a year, even though he refused to let me take pics with him and wouldn't sit with me during lunch at school even when I had no one to sit with. I should have seen the clear manipulation, but he gave me love and attention when we're alone. I was so hopeful we'd actually make it official. Turns out he just used me for sex and started dating someone else without telling me until I saw him with her on her Snap story. Skull moral of my story: divorce her. You don't deserve to be manipulated that way. This is a cheater behavior. Minimizing, lying and gaslighting. She's in cover her ass mode. She didn't come clean by herself, and this is a red flag and a major flaw. She's still lying. If you are wanting it to work out, you need to go to couples counseling. The trust in the relationship is broken. You feel lied to and manipulated. There is proof she's lied about being exclusive in the past. Who says it isn't in her present or future? Hope everything works out for you, Op. You were never her first choice. It would be unwise to keep her as yours. She not only lied and manipulated you by making you feel guilty on the girl that you cheated on, by the way, but she still hasn't taken any ownership of the situation. She wasn't forthcoming until the evidence is in your face, and she still hasn't taken true responsibility. How could you trust her in the future? You know she settled for you. You know how capable she is of manipulation and lying. The best thing for both of you is to separate and learn how to be co-parents before y'all affect the child's development. She's very willing to lie to you. Is that someone you should spend the rest of your life with? What happens when it comes to the safety and well-being of the child? Is she going to be honest in those times too? Divorce, it's as much the lying as it is the cheating. I would make plans. Seriously. And do it quietly. Have all your ducks in a row before you tell her a thing. People like this, I am so sorry to say, are so weak that they always have a plan B in the wings. People who do this will usually be ruthless in a split because they just don't gaff about anyone but themselves. This has been my experience, and I wish you the best. Sending heart and biceps. Your life just got flipped upside down. I wouldn't make any rash decisions since it's emotions, not logic, driving them. Find a friend, family member, or therapist who is neutral, non-judgmental, and talk this out. If she truly wants to be with you, she'll be forthcoming and try hard as hell to make things right. No one can make this decision but you. Marriage is hard work and imperfect. This will be the first of many hurdles you'll hit. I was engaged to someone who lied just like that. She was dating a guy at the same time as me, introduced both of us to her child, and said she wanted to get married and be a family. We didn't know about each other. I kept uncovering more and more lies. It's been almost 6 months, and this past weekend she was committing credit card fraud in my name. Because when someone is capable of effortless lying and manipulation like that, they push the boundaries as far as they can. The lies almost certainly don't stop there for you either. I'm sorry, but people who lie like that are not good people. You deserve to be someone's first choice. And I think you should leave her. It's like buying a nice car then finding out that the clock has been seriously set back. It still drives well, but you are never going to trust it. You will never, ever be able to look into her eyes ever again and see anything even remotely resembling innocence. Never. And that alone will suck the very life out of you and your relationship. Good luck. This would be a deal-breaker for me, not because of the affair itself, but because she could lie so easily and without remorse. This is a woman that is completely capable of lying to your face for years and never coming clean. What else is she capable of lying about? IDK. This would ruin my opinion of my partner. You should definitely do couples counseling if you can. Yup, divorce would be the best for everyone. You don't want to raise a child where there is hate. Yeah, she tricked you into the relationship, that's why you're together right now. Keep your head up, king, she's not worth it. I'd never get over finding out I was strung along until her primary plan broke up with her, and then she came back to me as the backup, lying every step of the way up, both before and after. I would just never, ever, be able to look at her the same or believe a word that came out of her mouth. If you stay together, it'll be quite a long while before you're able to trust again. You'd need to treat this as if she's had an affair, even if she technically didn't, given her never putting labels on anything. Reconciling takes 3 to 5 years on average. Are you willing to put your relationship on hold for that long until you're able to regain a bit of trust? Are you willing to stay with someone who literally considered you a backup and only bothered coming back when she got dumped? Divorce is going to be quite tempting given all that's happened. I'd consult a lawyer, even if you aren't currently sure of your decision. Hell, even if you end up staying together, I'd still get the divorce since you married under false pretenses. Unfortunately, this is becoming all too common. I seriously advise you to consult with a therapist to help you navigate this emotional rollercoaster. She lied by omission, and that is nothing less than a stab in the back. Don't start any sort of heated arguments, nor damage your relationship, from your end, more than it is. Consult with a professional first and eventually consider couples therapy. Your post is filled with things you didn't want to do and then you eventually caved at the last minute. She knew you were the perfect relationship to keep on the hook because you never actually stood by your no. If you decide that you cannot trust her, stick by it this time. You will find happiness out there eventually. Dude, this is 100% straight up cheating. Don't let anyone tell you any different. At least now you know who you're dealing with. I'm sorry. Counseling would be a very good idea. The first 80% of your post, I'm thinking this isn't at bad, she probably just went out with a guy in the early stages once. Read to the end. But I can't think anything except it sounds like your entire relationship was built on lies. I hate that people jump on to say you should leave her. You have a child. While this is a betrayal and she will need to work for your forgiveness and your trust, doesn't your kid deserve a life where both parents are there together for him, her? It doesn't sound like the relationship is abusive or bad other than this past discretion. Marriage is hard, people make mistakes, and I hope you find within yourself to forgive her and move on. I hope she works hard to prove to you that it was lucky the other guy bailed, you were still available, and that the life you have built together is what was meant to be. Good luck to you. Divorce definitely isn't. I recommend it because you are most certainly are not going to be able to trust her. Also, I recommend because children are keen to pick up on things, so staying together with the way you feel is going to cause more harm than good. I think the kicker for me here is that she was cheating on her first choice, who wasn't even you, with you. I'm not sure I'd be able to believe in her fidelity given the lengths she went to in order to have two guys at once while insisting to each of them they were the only ones. It would be one thing if she were open about dating around, but she wasn't to a degree where she very purposefully misled everyone involved. If you can forgive that, okay. But I don't think it's something that you're overreacting to, especially because she continued to lie about it until caught out. There's no excuse for being non-exclusive once you've both agreed to it. There are plenty of women out there who won't justify their behavior or the fact that your relationship was built on a foundation of a lie. The child complicates things, but can you really trust someone like that moving forward? The anniversary date would bug me a lot too. I'd insist on a paternity test and decide whether you can move past her actions and live with it for the rest of your life. How will you ever know the extent of her lies as well? Either way, it's a tough spot, and I'm sorry she betrayed your trust.